Well, bibliotech charging my phone, charging my notebook. Talking to FBI in this post NATO Interpol, the U.S. Department of Justice, the Homeland Security Department of the United States, and the seeking to death penalty for Bahamian daughters of sisters raping and stealing money and getting away with receiving money. It is April 22nd, 2025. What else? There's an assassin Catholic charities right behind bibliotech list because I'm looking for them. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres, steals from me, stakes in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, and gets away with receiving money. You can decapitate Pamela Martin. You can decapitate Guerrillos Carreros, steals statements and communities from different money. You can decapitate Steve Wilson. What else? 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 You can decapitate Margarita Correa. You can decapitate Sandra Cerveno. Galicia, you can decapitate Behind Sons and Rape Me and Semen. You can decapitate Lorenzo Lorenzo, then gets in the way of your semen. Steal from me. That stay in my homes without my permission, that steal my vehicles and get in the way of your saving money. You can decapitate Oliver Lorenzo Acevedo, you can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo, you can decapitate Hugo Lorenzo Acevedo, you can decapitate Marilyn Gonzalez. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres, you can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena, you can decapitate Sonia Barada Chapman. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Sons. That rate me to steal my money and get in the way of mercy and money. You can decapitate Claudio Gabriel Martinez Urias. You can decapitate Ana Luz Carrero. You can decapitate Jimmy Gendavides Alonso Suarez. You can decapitate Maribel Matias. You can decapitate Richie Hill that raped me in 2023, trafficked me into poverty to rape me as an adult because he was inadequate as a kid and he still is inadequate as an adult. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Probably listening to music on the What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I always forget these. On purpose, I always. I just got water from the water fountain. Food. I only have 75 cents in my bank account, like 50 cents. In my wallet, you can decapitate me, who means decapitate returns. The rate medicine that I even university. And people who work in the house who are working on trying to rape me still. Well, I was hoping that but I know I think about them. Let me see. You can give me money in person to pay home during a GoFundMe campaign. April is air blue sky. The silent rainfall with a frequent sun will say to my heart, very good at summer. Shop INTAYIAFAY. I'm tired shop. My GoFundMe campaign is GoFundMe.com. So that's not problem. Dashboard into that as well. You can take capital homes or citizens are wasting my money and get no way wasting money. I think there's people, you know what, that have immunity to kill themselves from that people. You can decapitate in the list of the raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. They have groupies, they're so gross. Behind the scenes, most of the time they stick together waiting for my vagina picture and then hoping that I'll let them rape me together. They're disgusting, they're extremely dangerous, they kill millions of people trying to rape them together for decades already. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. You can decapitate most of the members as well. What else? What else? What else? I mentioned it. And I'm just on Facebook everywhere. We killed Julia Newsom over a comment over spandex and Miss Alberti como bruto. She was possibly just gauging trust for him for what people needed in the community as far as education. And he continued down to it's trying to kill me. They're disgusting, malagradecido, asqueroso. He wanted to have sex with me at least once. My parents had homes built for them individually for me to lose my virginity with them individually said penises. And they went on to fill the homes with leeches that were the shorting orgasm because a man can go without not one day. Lleva un puerco, filled it up with leeches and is still begging me for sex. Es un bruto, una asquerosidad, un puerco, una basura. Dame un asco. So very delayed. Very delayed. I don't know that in my life ever. This person's a drug addict. Ew. And more. Anyways, can easily just thought that my daily bread was like, ahora mismo mientras tú y yo estamos aquí en Cheesecake Factory comprando. Toda esta gente tiene que estar en mi Polaris screenshots de mi screenshot sin mi permiso. Pero no te preocupes porque yo te voy a comprar un Polaris screenshot sin prostituirme legalmente, ¿ok? They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. What else? One person's watching this one has like this post. You can decapitate and I mean, sorry, the sons that rape me. That's the only money getting the oil. We receiving money. If they kill Gloria Lisa because Gloria Lisa wouldn't take them. They're very aggressive, very dumb. They're thieves. They hijacked me in my own bedroom as a child in my parents' home. Stole from me the money from the paintings that he and I painted together so we could date and then went on to rape me. My parents call him Calao. He's a terrorist, so gross. Ew, ew, ew. My parents are like, we want to date him. ¿Por dónde uno empieza a viajar sin que él esté stalking one? Po. Después no me daba ni comer tranquilo en un restaurante. Po. Una basura asquerosa. Jodiendo de que fuera a la biblioteca para encontrarme con él a ver si I'm date worthy material. I know I'm date worthy material. That alone says we're incompatible. If he had liked me, I wouldn't need to take myself to the library. What he was trying to do is trying to reach me. Get yourself to the library. Let's see if we're compatible or no. El tipo es un bruto, un asqueroso, un puerco, una basura. Ew. He put Gloria Nirsa literally in a medical bed y la estuvo violando hasta el último día de su vida. Oh, es un puerco asqueroso. Es una basura. Ew. When I'm financially stable, plan to travel abroad and meet people, ideally polyamorous women. Oh, there's a garden. There's no garden. Anyway, hopefully the lady, that's what the lady wants. They're dumb and stupid. It's like I'm in court. Testify against all of them. And they're like, ¿tú crees que a Yankee le mamará la teta por Facebook? Behind the scenes, most likely. ¿Y tú crees que Carlos Ponce le dé like? Chicas, peínense bien hoy porque yo creo que hoy va a llegar uno de esos influencers que todavía nosotros no sabemos quién es él a enamorarla con Facebook. They're dumb, they're disgusting, they're stupid, they're sex addicts. Una basura, una asquerosidad, thieves, murders, and rapists, so disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. That's why I don't show up to talk to them privately. No one goes on to talk to the aggressors. Some of them confess, some I confess to being stupid. Working behind the scenes, ella que hace la mamá Jaden. He has pedophile vibes, both of them, all three of them. युगंधर काफी के सर्व 5 युगंधर काफी के प्रोग्राम में गणित करता है ना युगंधर काफी के सोने वाला Chapman. If anything, this is a PSA. I've been told that kids will beware. Está la leech out there, gente como una basura. Está el leech out there, por ahí como una basura. Dando un asco de bandejas tratando de violarme. They're possibly celebrating that they got to see my vagina in pictures behind the scenes. And they're like, for the next phase, we'll get to rape them, guys. Don't despair. Oh, well, maybe it can only possibly. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Esos tipos son los brutos también. This one different colors. I'll see how it's going to anyway. You can decapitate Liam Baker and took me hostage through Facebook and Messenger. And he's trying to rape me, he's trying to take me hostage into a home phone. They're disgusting, they don't put any effort, they're lazy as well. They think they act like Puerto Rico is a four island idiots and sort of bit like people. So literally, I asked for money for food and they showed up to court with their vaginas and penises. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're done. This is just a sample of how stupid they are. Behind the scenes, they have more relatives, your friends. They're just rid of my vagina trying to rape me. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're groupies of my vagina trying to rape me. Son una basura. They killed Gloria Nilsson trying to rape me. Zero people watching through her like this goes. You can decapitate a million dollars on the systems that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, that steals my vehicles, that gets in the way of me receiving money. It's April 22nd, 2025. I'm born. Congratulations to Bahamians, fathers and sisters on their arranged marriage to Jimmy and Lady Sorensen Flores. What else? That was very great too. You can decapitate Jimmy and Lady Sorensen Flores is trying to rape me, Jaden and Kaylani, before Jaden and Kaylani were born. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Butter and berries. What else? 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 I didn't move into my hair, so it has something else. No, look at it. There's no room there for myself. It didn't move. He had a bad habit of walking into my child's bedroom and raping me while I lived in my parents' home. So when he was a child. What else? What else? What else? What else? More. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. What they want to play is like, Eileen, I'm not here for you. I'm here for your sister, okay? They're extremely inadequate. They're not men. They may match with some other people that they respect, but that's because your parents possibly went to college, have a home that's like 45,000 square feet. El lago literalmente le llega a la vagina. Si viven next to a lake. They're extremely dumb. They're extremely dangerous, stupid. They mistreat people in the family of origin. They're disgusting. They don't understand social cues. Ew, que puercos. No, que family. Nunca. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Richard Hill, the rape me in 2023. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sus sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. This card towards me comes with the soundtrack. There have been some performers that are like, I wrote the song when I hated her, and now I'm like, oh, she's listening to my Kelsey Ballerini. Oh, I don't ever introduce myself to these people. These leeches talk to them about me while they're raping them and end up writing songs or telling me about songs or listen to a song. These people have my family. No, I don't have a relationship with your boy. Hmm. Milagros. I want to order food. My vagina's groupies and I've been saying that since I was a child. For my vagina alone. My vagina alone has groupies, gente. My vagina alone has groupies. So que asco, my vagina alone has groupies. I don't go on to find out what they talk about me privately. This is what they volunteer to me. They have to be gross behind the scenes. Ew. And then you can decapitate me, have me in solid as a sentence, then rape me and steal my money and get away with your money. So basically, those leeches were masturbating publicly for the entire time up to this day that I've been on Facebook. That's the equivalent of it. Like in my Facebook is a recollection of the people that I'm seeking the death penalty for, and I have the link as a networking opportunity for them to rehabilitate themselves. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They're disgusting. They're disgusting. I'm gonna clean my apartment. There's no electricity in my apartment. Ese nene de casa es mental Moscow. Yeah, me no prende phone. I won that quarter year mirror. Yeah, that's disgusting. They're waiting to rape me to drink me well. That's the little prostitution. I also go to that. He started me on purpose to rendering. I not thought about him more than 20 years. In 2017, I thought, well, I can't think myself to Central Library if I'm not yet financially stable because I don't want to enter him into a rape. What else? I'm my own best friend. I don't talk to anyone. So they determine behavior towards a person based on what other people know. They're disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. De la pues, no, no le hablan a los bichos. Y no le pelean por mi pene, pues entonces no me quieren. Ew, ew. No, pero yo no sé, no. He doesn't have a right to kill me though, porque no quiero. He didn't that it is one decade long. Yeah, I didn't know there was such a competition. That's legal. They walked up to me decades ago and said that they didn't that it is one their day. They can't have their day. I go, uh-huh. Anyway, my life and there I was gonna sandwiches in the fridge. And we're pretty good. What are we doing after dinner? What else? Um, Lord. There's people outside of understand that once I was learning. Tengo guardado por estoy con segundo como se puede ver para conmigo. Creo que bueno, familia. Y hay que esperar a ver cómo la familia reacciona. A ella decir, tengo hambre, no tengo dinero. Y ella divulgar quiénes son todas las personas que les roban, que ella tiene conocimiento de esto. Also, I'm not mad. Like, I know there's a process. That's why I'm being patient and continue sharing my GoFundMe campaign because eventually some of those people will remember and come through. But along the what is it? A court hearing of a victim of starvation. Sadly, people in Puerto Rico know that the victim has to be starved for her to identify all the abusers. Otherwise, olvida decirle a la corte lo que sabe. I'm annoyed because I don't know, I have no new information to report. I don't ever seek anything about their lives. So to me, it has stated to like the same people that it was decades ago when I stayed to myself always. I mean, he's possibly raped thousands of people already. They want to know who those people are because they're sex addicts and they're seeking for compatibility. They're gross. They're like, well, aquí, pues yo lo voy, yo me encargo de recuperar a esa persona. They're so he's trying to distract me with like, talk to me, pick profile to talk to me, or those are people that I should have met in the past. I can remember. Anyways, he stole my money to date him, and he went on to be possibly thousands. Okay, he wants to find someone better than I can find. He wants to be the better choice for someone. There's no such thing as that. People make time for who they want to be with. A lo mejor que yo soy bruta, pero sabe que no soy bruta. So that's why he steals my money and starts me on purpose that I'm doing. Supuestamente, my dad, he said to my dad that he was going to take me hostage. And so one day my dad said, then go ahead and do that. My dad is a warrior. in the, what is it? What is it? It has crippling anxiety and depression. So he's like, okay, the worst that can happen is that you're gonna kidnap my daughter. Go ahead and kidnap my daughter. So he belittles me and mistreats me. So that's my money saying your dad doesn't even want you to date and doesn't even respect you. I date myself so much that I'm never thinking about anyone. So he's trying to turn me into against my parents, trying to raise me. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. He should not be involved in anything regarding my parents' behavior towards me. That's for me to process and for my parents to learn. My parents were extremely abusive children. Gloria Ancha was an orphan at the age of 6. The family that took her and abused her, they used to feed her las sobras de la comida, she would say. And would never buy her toys. Well, they would buy toys for the kids that they had that were theirs. Imagine having money and not receiving a gift. Ew, 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 so my dad, his parents chose to build a very small home, not knowing also like we don't want kids here and like I heard it was both for survival and also like how do we deal with their sexuality and kids in their rooms. So my dad supposedly slept in a living room with his siblings, no bedroom. So that they wouldn't, that was their birth control. What else? What else? What else? Do? I'm obsessed with my apartment. My mom better do the house so my dad sometimes would sleep outside. The weather was sleeping in the tent. What else? 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 El tipo bruto supuestamente lo violaron con un condón decades ago. So he takes me hostage so that he can feel free like the person. If he runs into the person que lo violó con un tubo, según él o según la gente, he doesn't get mad that that person is free. So he went on to turn into a terrorist so that he could be free while he has kidnapping victims. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. I don't ever want that near me. Cuando yo digo que es una basura, es una asquerosidad. I don't ever want that near me. You can decapitate him inside. Narrate me as having taken your children. When I'm financially stable, I'm trying to travel the planet and leave people dealing with families. And also it's because I've never committed a crime. People say that before the jury tours me con la playa. La licencia de bote. Oh my, where's my Corona? Oh my God. I'm born. Melodia publish. Thought there was a record. Okay, well, I'm here, like, Lottie and it's like, I'm running, like, I'm like, so they wanted to, this is, they orchestrate a hate crime and terrorism. I would have walked comfortably if influenced by my family over and like, oh my God, que vengo de salud, tipo, esto, mi vagina. But I know what anatomy is. I know that they got exhibited publicly, like, very pinta. Programa. That doesn't mean they're not facilitan los documentos. Ellos aprovechan, dan un montón. What else? Oh, mira, rumbo, acá, la gente, we're all funny. The people judging me ahí es donde están. What else? What else? What else? What else? HMS Ferries reporta nuevo récord. What else? 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 When we have it, for real. For real. For real. For real. In the meantime, these leeches are known for getting. She finds a boyfriend outside of us that she won't send David Ledesma her vagina pictures or let him rape her. And then we won't be able to see it. They're disgusting. Gente, son una basura. Oh, yeah. And I mean, yes, I can date. They're trying to rape me. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. So una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate it. I mean, sorry, son los systems that rape me. Just give my money and get me money. El tipo es un puerco, una basura. Yo estoy harta de escuchar. Lo violaron con un tubo, por eso me tiré de es like que se maten. Entonces, yo no tengo la culpa. Yeah. And I have to be like very little if it was me. Because you know, of the people watching. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Very unlikely that was me because they were even given a name. If he sees one talking to that person who wants to kill one. Guys. That's your husband. Oh. Qué basura que tú por Congratulations, mi lawyer, Nelson Suarez. And Benjamin Suarez with assistance, direct money in the lawyers and money over arranged marriage decades ago, his deck. Congratulations. The legendaries has her own bedroom. The legendaries has her own wardrobe. As what it said. The legendaries has more money than me because they steal from me. It is a short thing orgasm really. de la página de una gatillera en la casa de alguien. Muy capaz de another conversation I'm trying to be doing there. If she has a baby, then she'll like love more trustworthy to her if she is like her relative. We don't know, we can't tell. I'm like standing there. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Yeah, even the capital. This is very. Oigan, le molesta que su mamá al papa y el papa le hizo el rosario a él. No, de la iglesia, tiene que ayudar a la gente. This is my second cousin that steals from me. If I wanna sacar un ahora mismo, I can. I don't personally know everyone. Pero en la área están comiéndose de reír. No soy yo, no soy yo, I'm fine. No, I heard you being good. The gases are struggling here. Those who grew up no, se creo que yo me voy a convertir en María Teresa de Calcuta para que no le den una pena a muerte por estar violándome y buscando cookies, tratando de violarme. El tipo un cuerpo, they're groupies of my vagina. They're so disgusting. My vagina has herpes. So some people just down in this way because it's like from that set of grandparents. They're dumb, they're stupid, and they're stupid, they're stupid. Only for fixing it. What else? I was already starvation today. I don't know. That's why there's no reconciliation behind the scenes or publicly. I don't see I'm saving the channel. They've been dead in my head for decades, so why would I want them again? I'm born. You can decapitate me so that's when I can make when I was 14. You can decapitate me when I was 14. I didn't have a set of grandparents when I was growing up. He wants to choose a person that I married where I'll be raised with at least these two. Eso es una hyena bruto que whatever his brother does is like, ah! People are like, aquí también algo como tú, no, rapper, stop acting like him. Some people trying to rehabilitate him. Well, just like stop acting stupid because your brother acts stupid. You want to do something that is as traumatizing, pero cuando llega Poma y ve a la mujer y el hombre se lo olvida. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? El tipo es un puerco, no son una gente. Yeah, I did this. I did. You can look how we take them in this one. There's the what they're playing behind the scenes. Even with the females, it's like, well, honey, she was with me karaoke, so she doesn't love you. That's not what it is. I'm seeking the death penalty for these nations, and they were so close to me that I was this close to kill them in self-defense. Se inventan una baba behind the scenes de que soy importante, cuando no soy importante, no asco. So what they play behind the scenes is like, Edgar, como que tú te casaste con ella por tanto tiempo, entonces a mí me hubieses dejado un día mamarle las tetas. O me hubieses dejado llevar al cine. O me hubieses dejado, because she's free to do whatever she wants. Ew, ew. So they think that women is gonna bounce. So they're gonna be like, oh, let's go to rapist, they're gonna listen. My God, I'm never going to go to rapist, Andrew. And then they're gonna listen to things, you know, like, no, it's not just like it. Ew. They ven mucho de la mujer, tiene poca educación. Oh. Una basura. And then you're gonna have a Terra Princess that stays in my home without my permission. You're gonna have the You can decapit money. Sorry, sons, wait, steal my money and get into whatever you're stealing money. You can decapit whenever you can decapit Claudia Martinez Studios, you can decapit Marisa Lorenzo, you can decapit Leonardina Carrero, you can decapit Miriam Carrero, you can decapit Cynthia Lorenzo, you can decapit Thomas you can decapit Julia Gershon, you can decapit Benjamin Suarez, Susan, I spend my money getting away from your money. They're disgusting. Congratulations to congratulations to Jeannie de la Lady Lorenzo Suarez on her arranged marriage to Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo Suarez. Sell my money, get it. I released by 1999 that I've yet to drive. And I painted the violin, and he stole the profits from the paintings, and then he stole my vehicles, stole my homes. He constantly has the keys to my personal homes that he doesn't need to, and he knows that I'm homeless. He's like, whatever. Para que se vaya con otro hombre. No, y con una prisionera. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. Yo creo que se mate hoy por violarme de que es un bruto si cree que me voy a llevar una cita o celebrar un fucking aniversario con él cuando está un puerco asqueroso. Uno de ellos used to put his penis in me while I was in my parents' home in my bedroom, and then he would take it to someone to lick, trying to rape me on purpose to belittle me. Like, who's so powerful without money can't do anything. El tipo, una basura, una asquerosidad, ojalá lo mate con un tubo. Un cantazo con un tubo. Uf. I'm bored. My friends they were planning to travel the planet, make people on the other planet. I'm excited about them. Anyways, I'm like so stuff. What is that? You can like have to how to have a lens that raped me in 2016. You've also seen my pussy pictures. You can decapitate Michael Norman that raped me in 2016. You can decapitate my siblings that are possibly supporting them and raping me to see my vagina. We're disgusting. You can decapitate my homie and start a sons that rape me and steal my money and get away with money. They facilitate females raping me and that's what they're after. They're so disgusting. Yo no tengo que sacarle una cita a él para enseñarlo a respetarme. I lost interest in that when I was like 2 years old. For real. Porque that's so dumb and stupid. I don't ever want it near me. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm shooting Jennifer Marie Vasquez in self-defense one day. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of your stealing money. You can decapitate Osaura Soto Rosa. You can decapitate Research Soto Rosa. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of your stealing money. You can decapitate who else? My siblings want to try to band together with me, like, oh, there it is, no te violó. I'm here for you while rubbing my tota. They're disgusting. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo Stones, right? Miss Women, the whole find footage of because they don't adapt to anything. So I'm live here showing the movements and not killing myself. They're possibly sucking dick right now. Someone a bibliothèque they can get them the footage of like a better shot of me pretending that I'm getting raped. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, ew, they have groupies of my vagina. I foresaw that happening when I realized that I don't have any money and no financial support. Da un asco. They thought that I looked for theirs, so they possibly fake sending it to me behind the scenes. They're so attention whores, so gross. Ew, ew, ew. They possibly have group chats of themselves sending pussy picture. Y I'm like, Ali, no, esto no. They the same one behind the scenes so bad. People are like, it's so good seeing her. I'm really still thriving. Though my health has significantly declined in the past 15 years. What else? What else? What else? He infiltrated himself or people to make the force means to terrorize me. These are leeches that steal from me, stay in my homes without my permission, steal my vehicles, get in the way of mercy and money. And then they want to laugh that the US government is such a joke. Because tanto gun to protect people from terrorism. And there are those terrorists in Italy. So my parents host attended one of someone's hobbies or barbecue while growing up and said to me, thinking exactly what you are as we left. I'm like, aren't they terrorists and weaker to put together? Pero at least like creepy. Like we could have killed them in self-defense. Pero that was a nice thing. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So they're the joke of the planet. He's killed millions of people. Ew, es un bruto, una asquerosidad. He just killed Gloria Luisa. Da un asco, es una basura. Ew, 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 ew. El tipo es un puerco. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez or the sons or rape me the same way. I'm born. And so my girlfriend, you can pay to 50 on the right time. We need to see his face. Maybe we can rehabilitate him. Some people think that way. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Porque I exhibit rape victim vibes. You. What else? What else? That I posted on Facebook. What else? What else? Maybe they're very inferior, very dumb. What else? What else? Oh, I can't see. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. You can decapitate Jerry Garcia. You can decapitate Juan de Beast. That raped me in 2017. You can decapitate Sarah Francis. You can decapitate Melanie Herrera. They're all worshippers of my vagina behind the scenes. They study patterns of people in poverty that have education, whether they have a college degree or not, and found that those people still perform routine and lifestyle for themselves. So they're like, oh, if she works here, she does this, if she does that, reading my body language. We can place David Ledesma or Javi List there. At Garden, she takes herself there dancing. Oh, you found about Garden. Through a Google search, most likely Facebook, their website. I wasn't thinking like, oh no, this is where I get it. I never think about David Ledesma. To me, David Ledesma was rehabilitated. I never talked to him behind the scenes. They're like, oh my God, keeping him interested in my vagina is what people call that. They fake being me, most likely. Keeping him interested in my vagina for decades. Anyways, you can decapitate David Ledesma. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons are raping and stealing money and getting away with your same. They have gruperos and gruperos of waiting to see my vagina for decades. I don't need to go behind the scenes to find out if that's true based on this demeanor, based on how many other pussy pictures they've gotten from people illegally, based on her, not one of them says, no, you're wrong. What else? What else? What else? What else? Entonces, I'm laughing porque some people guessed decades ago que las americanas y ceroaguadeñas don't incriminate themselves, they plead the fifth during a comment like this. Entonces, this has been discussed decades ago. Like if they continue stealing from you, we're going to notice the patterns and see if there's any change in behavior for the better. So, Anyway, so Lord. So I posted this yesterday, and my family of origin is the aggressor. Like they're groupies, pero people say that just lets know people. And my family of origin is the aggressor. They steal from one to be like, I'm scared that she'll steal from me because she's poor. She'll steal my food. They're aggressive, they're menoritas asquerosas, todavía no han madurado. This is from yesterday, gente. They're disgusting. People predicted this happening. That if they steal from me, that, that they're very aggressive over them. People decades ago are like, a que Cintia no aprende, a que Cintia no aprende. So they have groupies of my vagina. They're like, well, this Cintia aprendió, no aprendió. They're dumb. They lack social skills. They're disgusting. They're sex addicts. So gross. Cynthia was born after me, so she's waiting to see an act of Albert raping my ass at this point because even though it was consensual when I was a little kid, it wouldn't ever be consensual if that's his name. They promise circus acts with one's vagina and one's penis. They're like, oh my god, cuando chiquita yo la veía besando a Andrew en la boca. So yo te prometo que that's why we steal her money, que ella nos va a dar ese show otra vez de ella estar besando a Andrew en la boca. I don't know which one. Da un asco, es una basura, una asquerosidad. What else? What else? What else? Mm. So, mm, what else? What else? What else? I love ordering online too. What else? What else? What else? Oh, what else? 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 You can decapitate how many sort of sentences narrate me. That's the woman you get annoyed when you're seeing. Tipo un cuerpo no va a ser una asquerosidad. Probably dead like this. I'm holding still alive. He was at the library the other day. And that doesn't mean the cops will arrest him at any time, or people might just think like it's a waste of dollars, so they stay alive. Sadly. What else? What else? What else? Just because he's free doesn't mean that he's innocent. Like happy to Saint Lorenzo. I once to see a sex act that happened to me when I was 2 years old that I don't want to recreate. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Down Moscow, they steal my money. They get in the way of me receiving money. They're like, the poor Albert get raper. Just give us my keys, Albert. Like, oh my god, and then instantly walk into his I think they're looking at me and are like, oh my god, who are those guys? And everyone like envies us because we're walking together and they're like, oh, we want what you have, but we can't have it because she owns it. And just the poor Albert is a very so we can afford to release and the people are like, tú sabías que alguien le debe el culo a Albert. Y mira, 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 mira qué duro Albert lo tiene. And they really keep on that way. Porque their sex addicts are so gross. What, there are no ones for. There are no ones. In the meantime, my electricity bills passed out. The electricity in my apartment shut off. They're trying to cause me cancer. So because I'm victim one, needs to die, they say, so I can't report them to the police. But if they don't see me physically walking with them into a police station, they think that I still haven't reported them to the police. That's how dumb they are. They're sex. They're so gross. Some of them, they're like, but she hasn't reported us to the police yet. Where does it say there that she has a report towards us to the police? They're disgusting and you can inhabit all these people and say my homes and all my permission to steal my vehicles to get in the way we receive money. That steal my money, that are trying to get behind these other sons to rape me, they're worshippers of my vagina, they're so gross. They're unhealthy, very disturbing, very gross. Ew, 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 ew. El tipo es un puerco. You can decapitate him in Saras Saras rape me, steal my money, get my mercy money. That was I want to show you. You're gonna decapitate Cynthia Lawrence. You're gonna decapitate Benjamin Suarez sons or rape me, steal my money, get my mercy. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo. They're trying to get Benjamin Suarez sons to rape me. They're disgusting. They literally want to put that dick in me. That dick doesn't want to be in me. I don't want that to kill me. Had he wanted to be with me, he would have asked me out on a date, and he hasn't ever done that, and he won't. And I mean, even if he does, I won't accept a date invitation from him ever. I don't see him that way. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So they started on purpose for 5 years publicly, a ver si Cynthia aprendió a ser esposa o no, a ver cómo venden a Cynthia a los hombres. Entonces Cynthia's mom is possibly, well, Cynthia no sabe hacer nada, mira cómo le contestó a Minority. A Cynthia vamos a tener que mandarla y vendérsela a uno por allá en Ghana. A ver si esos hombres dándole pela entonces la ponen nueva como mujer. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored right now. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I need a tan. I need a pedicure. What else? What else? What else? What else? Must be hilarious. Cynthia pretends to be Louise, so my brother rapes her in Orgis, and she doesn't even look like me. Some people say that some of them volunteer like, oh, pobrecito. His sister doesn't have sex with him. Listen to be here. And then they want to kill others. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. What else? Anyways. And decapitating Berlin Jean in self defense one day. You can decapitate who means what it's not make me. It's the only money you get in the way of everything. You can decapitate Oliver Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Oliver Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Cynthia Lorenzo. What else? You can decapitate Guillermo Ferrero still dancing Kimani's house. You can decapitate Claudia Martinez. You can decapitate what else? Stays in my home with permission personally. Well, it's the way we're seeing when you're saving money. It could be just a fish. I can't remember. He was a child too. What else? What else? What else? I think it's pretty much so pretty. I won't even go there. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So they don't talk, isn't he? Like best friends, you're supposed to be. And they're like, okay, so what happened while she was working nurse today? Porque ando esperando para que me tenga el culo. Después, cuando me monte en Maserati, ya voy a Bugatti. So Eric, what did Arlene do? She was like drink coffee all day, shop for herself. This bitch is so lazy. She's getting paid in Nordstrom to shop for herself. She has kids, dude. And she's so lazy. Is what they say behind the scenes, constantly. I'm trying to give material so Andrew can get me like while pretending to be her. Am I supposed to get a job in Nordstrom? Like for real, this bitch is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I asked Eric Garson, who's a point of contact, that they've given me to me since I was a child, for him to tell me what are you the Nordstrom so I can be like, I'm your mama. I was yeah, that's really. ¿Dónde eres mamá? Por aquí, pero sí, dan un asco, gente. Dan un asco, son una basura. Then she get mad. Eric was like, well, she's lunch with me, and then visited them. When she pays cash for her meals, like 30 something dollars for just lunch for herself. Because like you were there because you're my point of contact to tell me what she does so I can be like, they're so dumb. I've lost interest in these boys at the age of 2. And these people mailed raping people with that storyline for decades. Okay? For decades. They're discussing on my poor primo that was raped with a tubo. He's my coworker and he raped her. It's constantly what they do behind the scenes. They're disgusting. Look at the capitalistic evidence, so you can decapitate so you can decapitate, that's why the work sometimes. Media works at a staffing agency. Probablemente la prostitución legalmente con those people. Decades ago, at least a decade ago, I rolled my eyes all the time. You can decapitate me in Carrero, you can decapitate me in Saracens. You can decapitate me in the states in my homes without permission, because my vehicles and delivery y él se cree que yo lo voy a llevar algún día a una cita. El tipo, un bruto, una asquerosidad, una basura. He killed my mother for arranging a marriage for me with him. Ew, 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 ew. What else? I want to be sorry for myself today. What else? Shorted internet today for me, something que no. Never shorted stocks. I saw him at stocks. Any Twitter. I go on school from him. I think I asked him to try something with me. What else? So Eric Garza is gonna throw damage to me if he gets the death penalty or not. Porque they met him, they introduced him to me as a child, and then tried to meet him. But I just expressed the point of contact of so what did she do today? What else? Isn't it still an original? Jerry Crook. Was that someone? Jerry was the best sex of my life so far. Can't me tiene que importar a mí anything that Jerry does. He hasn't hurt me ever, to my knowledge. Es un menudito. Yeah. I want to learn her home. Every time I myself didn't get on I'm like, I'll just set up for learn her home. Girls like me. Not anywhere as much as couture. I don't even go on to, some people privately would apologize for this and then to the police. And there's not really a lot of people who work from home. It's like, we're aware, but we can't give her a house because if she's not starving, she won't pursue the death penalty for them. Okay, in 2017, I was overwhelmed under the poverty level already. And I was just doing my thing, waiting for someone to give me money. In a two-bedroom apartment, didn't kill me. Somewhat uncomfortable about the size. However, there's a pool there. There's, what is it, the forum nearby. What else close to I-35? What else? In the meantime, but he pays and some people don't know that Arlene behind the scenes and that he's typing right now le paga so that they pretend to me like la loca es ella. They're like right now complaining to people. Their letter home won't be enough for me. People times this way. Look at her hands right here. Y ellas son tan locas. They don't have impulse control. They don't have self control either. So there's like five of them possibly right this moment typing to strangers. No, no, no. She won't be happy with the letter home. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? That happens in there's nothing inappropriate what I posted. People post pictures of themselves nude, so I'm like, usually the prosecutors like, and Alex has this picture of you. How did you find that, Alex? Prior to 2020, possibly. So I'm like trying to use these videos so that the court gets done with that proceeding from the videos of these things and I hope without my permission to make me and getting the way of receiving money or this is for when I have to actually face them in court and such thing gets run. No, I'm hoping that I don't have to testify. Whatever I have to do. It's just So I had been like so isolated without self care for a few years already. Then I'm like, okay, let me do like a free trial run. Sola, solita, solita, and what evidence I can find, what I remember, and how comfortable I am with being in court, knowing that these leeches have seen my vagina pictures from. So as long as I have self care, I can handle it. I can testify against these people. These people that constant dating can only to be separated from me. They don't even acknowledge, like, oh, pobrecita Kailani that was separated from you. Like, Julia person. And dating Kailani weren't even born back then. When people were like, oh, Cynthia se los va a kidnap. And then like, we're here. At my funeral, that's what they want to do. They live for that shit. What else? 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 I'm bored and I'm much younger than them, so I should have a life expectancy ideally that I would survive that. And I'm so funny. So they take the hostage, they're younger than them. What else? 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 Citizens. I was taking them to school. I have no sex with my God, separated from. So I would drop off dating thinking money at school. I would be like, okay, so what do I do today? What else? 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 I saw one of these earlier. I just don't know what year it is. So they steal my slingshot. That's why I don't remember the name. Didn't Kehlani, if you're watching me, because then like, hey, kids, I need self care. So nosotros le damos el slingshot, darling, a ver si dejan de brincarnos en el pene, se van y se compran uno, so we get an experience. We steal from my ahorita alguien que no me lo mama. Entonces, a la leche que me lo mama, le digo, mira, que el slingshot, una mujer madura se compró eso, pero no lo quiero porque se lo luego. Madura como ella y ahora mismo cuando tener el y deja de llorar mi bebé. There, got rid of the slingshot, the divorce, and the leash que me lo dio. And the next week, they're like, oh, el slingshot me gustó. So ahora quiero, cállate. Pero nene, págate un caballo ahora a las 5, vamos todas gruperas, dale. Y hay una que dice, ¿qué es esto? ¿Cómo que vamos todas gruperas? No, 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 no. Porque they're like, I hate to speak about my sexuality based on their perceptions. Like, esta mujer no necesita nada más que agua, comida y esto para cuando quiera salir, pero esto es bueno más que para meter y sacar todo el día. Yes, like one family party a year, one hosted night. Everyone, never, but whatever. I don't know what she says, hopefully not every week, hopefully not every month. I don't know. So they want to take me hostage, and they're like, and then she's like, oh, but baby, let's sleep. And to me, they're rich. They could be poor. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm capable of earning my own money if I don't already have it. So they tried to take me hostage instead of letting me pursue them. When they were shooing, but they don't like me, so I respect that too. I'm very mature for that. What else? What else? What else? What else? So ahora mismo le está en mi screenshot con Carmenza Contreras, burlándose de mí cuando ridículo es él, la ridícula es ella. One here with a sack lunch from Catholic charities without money for food, messenger Milani around the home, around people. You can decapitate Carmen Contreras, you can decapitate Richie Hill, that have raping, stealing money, getting away with receiving money. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez, los sons that are raping, stealing money, getting away with receiving money. Porque como yo hay muchas, pero yo no me meto en lo que no me pertenece nunca. They constantly went on to put their names on Jerry Garcia's apartment. Trying to be like, ha ha ha, guess who pays for Jerry's apartment? Division del dinero al dinero se ve essentially on paying Jerry's apartment. So I could have stayed overnight. I was listening, and Jerry was like, the best moment of my life hasn't been Disney was Jerry Garcia saying goodbye to me, walking me towards the door, just picking me up. What else? 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 I'm so bored. I'm so bored. You can decapitate everyone that steals from me. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of your saving money. You can decapitate everyone that steals my phones. You can decapitate everyone that steals my money. I'm gonna say money. Listen, the court, what is it? Investigator, so I don't need to go on finding out anything private about these people. Occasionally one finds out que no se le rompió el condón, that's really innocent. And they want that out there, or they're scared, or now they make kill. They're like, yeah, Si se les rompió el condón y si la gente se entera de eso, la mato. What else? What else? What else? It's so amazing, so good. What else? What else? What else? In the meantime, that's Cynthia's favorite cause, okay, that she took constant. Before she was born. What else? What else? What else? They think that I cry. Oh, that I want their approval or their like. That's not what this is about. Que se le explicó decades ago, if Arlene's on Facebook, you better run. Don't try to not accept a friend request. Arlene suffers from amnesia. You steal from her. You're getting at least a public shaming. And you're going to be like, oh, she's poor. No one will believe her. And people are like, Cynthia, let me introduce you. Arlene Bailey, the coronavirus. COVID. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They're trying to teach them that confidence is like thin air that cannot be bottled, bought, gifted, that it's innate to one. It's not because this stinky bag makes me look so cool. What? So they're like, I don't get it. What is that coronavirus thing? I really don't get it. What else? 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 How much is one of these? There, they possibly have Instagram accounts where they DJ. We practiced a lot of us decades ago. They are holding me back so I don't get my free yacht. If someone wants to give me a yacht, allá está él ya con mis hermanas en un yate que le regalaron desde que Instagram puso música en stories o él compró todas las canciones con dinero que me roba. El tipo es un bruto, es una asquerosidad, es una basura de esto, es peor que mierda, literalmente. Stuck on a chair y no vamos a saber cómo sacarlo. They're disgusting, trying to make me, trying to hold me back from what? Drinking water, like for real, where he's at, there's no potable water, he wants mine, and we're like thousands of miles apart today. That's how he acts. He's after my water. As if he doesn't have water, he's thousands of miles apart from me, so he wouldn't be able to get to my water. El tipo es un bruto, una asquerosidad. They think that I get jealous of everything that they do every day. Like, nena, si esto es grave con Ginny Jandaliri, yo me voy a matar, okay? They're stupid. They're stupid. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez on assistance that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Ginny Jandaliri Suarez that steals from me and gets in the way of me receiving money, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicle, so that I can't date, so that I get raped. She's trying to rape Jada and Kaylani before Jada and Kaylani were born. What else? 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 You can decapitate Pamela Martin. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Cynthia Lorenzo. You can decapitate Vidalina Carrero. You can decapitate Miriam Carrero. You can decapitate Maritza Lorenzo. Luis Lorenzo killed himself because they're rapists, murderers, and thieves. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my home with all my permission, steals my vehicle, gets in the way of the ceremony, steals my money. What are they going to say that they paid for that? Dano last to someone like choice. Yeah, 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 yeah. You can decapitate Lisa Ramirez, you can decapitate Gabriela, I will talk to him in a day. We may not even be behind her doing. You can decapitate Alex, Margarita Correa, you can decapitate Lisandra Santos. I don't know if she's rehabilitated herself. You can decapitate these people, they stay in my home for no permissions, my vehicles, and women. What else? What else? What else? Mhm. What else is made interesting? Jesse saya lebarnya orang kok. Ew, que tan fuerte. Decades ago, he threatened me with that. I have second cousins that are worse than what they needed to be when I was on the picture. Porque sabe, veía un people say, did it como para responder again? People say, and some people say sometimes que él pudo para aprender again. So he told me decades ago que iba a preñar a esa Jessica that would work at Nordstrom. If I work at Nordstrom, I would meet her again. Y que yo me voy a poner celosa porque va a tener un bebé con Jessica. No conmigo. No vivo mi vida pendiente de nunca no pertenece a mi vida. No. She could be pregnant from someone else, or she could be rich. You can take off the Jessica and she stays away and doesn't come back. She stays away because that's the way years and well, the baby isn't good. Right? Okay, who's gonna raise it? You can decapitate my hands, so it's just not right. Me to steal my money and get in the way of your same money. Now, if the baby lives, then there's a fair chance, no? That, I don't have it. What else? 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 You can decapitate Sarah, the information. Steals my vehicles, gets in the way of your money, or steals my money. Sometimes I get confident, other times I get chilly. I want to be sure very patient. What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, never got yeah, I'm surprised. Like there was another baby, so I have to give it to him. I keep telling him that it's a gift. They got another baby. They should have more babies. They're so pretty. So I'm going to have a baby with daycare. They're disgusting. They're disgusting.